Howdy there. Any news to goodness? Nowhere ever did you find this. You know, you don't need to be sneaking around, acting all suspicious if all you're after is information.
Come on down to the Blue Moon Saloon. Home to the tastiest treats this side of the
makes
Fowler.
sense. Although I must admit, it shows a level of organization from Logan I can't say I was aware he might. No doubt you started to put things together since your arrival, but perhaps you'd best hear the tale in its entirety to dispel any misconceptions you might have about the whole ordeal. Not too long before you started living in Sandrock, a great tragedy struck this town. Howlett, the monster hunter, and his son Logan. Howlett went diving in some ruins, explicitly blocked off by the Civil Corps due to an abundance of unknown and dangerous substances. Sure enough, he became contaminated with something bizarre. Logan reacted rather wildly after Pastor Miguel quarantined his father inside the temple and refused to let Logan come in contact with him due to fears of contamination. He couldn't believe his father would be so careless as to come in contact with dangerous Age of Corruption concoctions. One night during the quarantine, Logan attacked the temple with bombs. I assume it was to free his father from the quarantine. But whatever the case, Logan botched the operation and parts of the temple collapsed. Us church folk were all outside, but Logan's father was still in there where we'd left him, and in fact, Logan blamed us church folk for what happened. Now he seems bent on some kind of revenge, and he'd sooner take down the whole town if it means getting to us, I reckon. Howdy there. Any news to report on the water? Well, of course, I was there at the scene of it all, as were most of us. I came out after the explosion, but by the time I knew what was going on, howdy there. Any news to report? I appreciate your concern. Try not to get to...
Hey, it's Skinny Arms. What's that? Making bombs now, are we? Haha, finally! You're getting into building cool stuff. I meant to say something to you about all those lame Oh, I see. Yes, now that you mention it, I believe I have seen these kinds of bombs before. Yes. It's coming back to me. That foul Logan's paramount compatriot, a bit cowardly, if you ask me. If you don't have the guts to look someone in the eye as you punch them in the teeth, well, in my book you should. Furthermore, these puny things would hardly scathe indomitable chevaliers such as myself. Hey, it's Skinny Arms. How can the Protector serve? Aha, trying to track down that dastardly Logan, are you? Good on you, Skinny. If you do find out where he is, why not tell me first? Skip the Civil Corps. Skip the paperwork, you know. Make sure Logan gets some real justice. No, I thought we were doing extrajudicial stuff already. It's... The night Logan attacked our temple, I was at home pumping iron. Yes, I believe I was trying to perfect a 300-kilogram clean and press with one finger. But as soon as I heard the explosion, I rushed out of my room to see Burgess knocked out. That's something I see all the time, but what really caught my attention was the exploded temple. I managed to catch a glimpse of Logan riding away with someone, but they were too far gone for me to pursue. Maybe it really is time for me to get a loyal steed to call my own. Nah, well, I hope you enjoyed listening. Hey, it's Skinny. No more questions.
So, dann können wir noch mit Hugo quasseln.
Hey there. Hope the pressure's not getting to you. I'm afraid there ain't much more than... What? Yeah, I made this equipment. So what? I can't hardly be held responsible for everything that moves in and out of my shop now, can I? You got a lot of nerve. I'm afraid there ain't much more to know than what's already been known, huh? So what if I did? What was I supposed to do? His mind was made up. If you had half a mind left at all, I'm afraid there ain't much more to know than... Look, I was close. I always considered myself to be like an uncle to Logan. I would have taken him in, but I guess he didn't see it that way. I worry about what Logan might do, and I worry about how the more things escalate, the less likely I'm ever gonna see that pup I used to know ever again. There ain't gonna be an amicable settlement at the end of all this. So don't over-involve yourself. Be seeing ya.
Nee, das hat mir jetzt nicht geholfen. Quest-Zeremonie fix machen. Holzzaun. Stangen. Nimm die Quest. Die reicht. Die reicht. Wir können eben. Warte mal, wo ist die? Warte mal, wegen muss ich jetzt die Quest abdrücken. Wo ist sie denn? Recyceln? Wo ist Heidi? Oh, ich habe keine Eisenriegel dabei. Not good. Eben schon die Zeremonie durchjagen. Wir nehmen die Eisenriegel mit. Vielleicht ist sie gleich da. Saat wieder rein zurück. Brauchen wir nicht. Das ist Jute, kann auch hier rein. Ja. Was ist denn das hier noch? Achso, der Steinadler. Ach, hier. Roboter drin. So. Zeremoniek. Das ist nur wieder Geld. Schaffen wir. Wo alles kommt. Da steht schon Zaun. Oh, was gibt's denn hier jetzt Schönes?
Oh, hey there. Here for the ceremony, huh?
Ja.
Well, this is it. I paid an arm and a leg getting advertising all the way out to Atara. Logan, why couldn't he have blown up the water tower next week? Or better yet, well, on the bright side, since there's no one here, there's no one to see how miserable of a failure this is. Thanks for coming out to show your support. I'm sure you've still got plenty to do after the attack. It means a lot. This ain't the end of the world, though. Maybe once the Civil Corps finally catch that no-goodnik, I'll paint the sleds a different color and rebrand the whole thing or something. I even had this gift specially picked out for my first customer, and I guess technically Burgess was here first, but his beliefs wouldn't allow him to accept a relic. Oh, speaking of Burgess, he wanted to talk to you. He feels responsible for getting the ball rolling on this thing, I guess. I mean, catch you later.
Was war das jetzt hier? Das war's? Und die da Burgess. Burgess.
Hey there. Gosh, real shame about all this. It seems like this whole entertainment thing blew up in our faces, and it's all my fault. Well, I suppose one could blame Logan, as his antics did scare everyone away from the ceremony, but oh shucks, let's call it 50.
Ach, ja, wahrscheinlich.
I realized that my survey, which was intended to support the need for giving people in town a rest, actually ended up putting you builders back to work. Well, I'm real sorry that things turned out like that. If it means anything,
Was ist mit dir, Kollege?
all the
Es
stuff you've been doing for Sandrock,
ist genau wie Cooper, einfach schlecht gelaunt und immer gegen uns.
So, I saved up some money and got you a week-long pass to ride on Katori's sand sled game as many times as, well,
Ah, guck mal.
fun. Be careful. Oh, hi. Oh, gosh. I was taking the late shift, helping out with patrols, making sure nobody snuck in to see old Howlett, who was being quarantined. It was a stressful time for all of us. Obviously, Logan was
Was läuft hinter uns?
affected the most. Sure enough, he showed up and the last thing I remember is me politely explaining to him that going into the temple right then everything went black. When I woke up, everybody helped me to my feet and wanted to know what happened, but
Läuft ein Pinguin. Ah, ein Pinguin.
I didn't really see anything. It's all something. I think the sooner Logan, maybe the reason no one's talked about this much, Logan will come back to the light one day. Just make sure to stay safe out there.
So. Kann ich damit umsonst whiten? Ich meine das jetzt. Was ich denn jetzt damit? Ist so ein Sandschlitten? Ah, Sandschlitten. Sensation. Ah, guck mal einer an. Das werden wir ja mal testen, oder? Wenn wir schon einmal 7 Wochen Pass haben. Was kann ich jetzt? Krieg ich da Punkte? Ah, okay. Warte mal, wir sind weit weg. Wir sind sehr weit weg irgendwo. Das ist wie Borden, Hong. Renn 0 Modus, Ich will einmal üben. Da können wir gerade ein paar mehr. Oh nein. Boah. Das ist cool gemacht. So, da drum. Ja, wollen wir doch mal ein Rennen machen. Handrunning Speed beim Modus wählen. Wieder ausgedrängt. Ah, fahr das schön rein. Das ist bestimmt rechts von uns oder seitlich. Ah. Nein, hau ab! Oh, warte mal, wir können nicht vorbeischleichen. Ah, der direkt mich ab! Ja! Esser und Kledo mehr Punkte. Oh, abgedrängt. Oh, wir kriegen dafür Punkte. Oh mein Gott. 20 Punkte kriegen wir dafür. Du Heiliger. Ich brauche jetzt nur das 80-fache. Das ist das Problem. Weil es gibt in diesem Glückscasino in der Stadt, diese goldene Gans heißt sie, glaube ich. Da gibt es eine Kette, die gibt 133 Glück. Ja, was heißt 133 Glück? Das ist, glaube ich, eine der besten Ketten, die ich, glaube ich, für Glück haben kann. Das hat nur viel Material. Ich weiß gar nicht, was so ein Pass kostet hier für 7 Tage. Das ist ein Ding, was ich auf vielleicht sogar mehr farben würde. Tatsächlich. Das dauert halt nur, ne? Wir haben jetzt, glaube ich, gerade mal nicht mal 100 Punkte zusammen. Na, ist nicht einfach. So, Heidi. Dann fahren wir gleich mal die Leute hier noch aus. Wie spät haben wir es denn? Wir haben eine halbe Stunde 5 Uhr, das ist eigentlich sehr gut.
Hello. So long, partner.
Repariere den Wasserturm. Also stimmt, das sind repariere die Wasserturm-Questen, ne? Und noch Wasser für